Well, I don't know what the details of your... But if you be more likable, be more interesting, people will do business with you. Yeah.
It has made it harder for people to trust us. So I want to know, how do I create an environment that allows people to have more trust in me, and allow them to purchase my product without seeing me?
Okay, so that's a very good question. But do you have social media?
Yes, I have social media. I have Instagram.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
No, I don't.
Okay, for example, go on YouTube and share what you have. People will get to know you. That will be part of your brand. That will be part of your business. And when people see that, then they will get to know you a little bit.
And you pitch the product to them, and you know they need it because they told you at the room. But you can see that they are having help you to close the deal without appearing too messy.
So your question is, if you're about to close and a customer is not closing, and where's the leverage? How long do you wait? How long do you follow up on, right?
Yeah, like immediately you don't want them to just leave because when you came, you know they want to buy.
Yeah, so the more you follow up, the more you chase, it will maybe put people off. Okay, so that you just have to trust the process. If you're really, really good at what you do, people will come to you. So maybe focus on becoming the best at whatever you do. That way. And then I'll take one more and then.
Yes, thank you. You said when your attitude is right, the facts don't matter. Please, can you give some examples? You said when your attitude is right, the facts don't matter. Can you give examples of some right attitude in business?
Can I give you an example of?
Right attitudes in business. When doing business.
Okay, so the point there was that everything that you are faced with in life, okay, has a positive side and it has a negative side. Okay, everything in life has a positive or negative, but you choose to it's up to you what you choose to focus on. So, for example, if you feel like is negative, what part do you not like about that?
The part I don't like is when people don't patronize handmade products.
Okay, so what part do you like about it?
The part I like is, well, the handmade products really, they last longer and they are durable.
Okay, so see what I'm doing here? It's up to you what you choose to focus on. Do you understand? This last one here.
Sorry, you mentioned something when answering this question from over there, I think from there, that the issue of following up the customer to close a deal. Now, the point is, I'm just being realistic now, practical. You know, there are some services you render that when services you render, can you hear me very well?
I just move it a little bit out.
There are some services we render, services that we render to customers, that we need to give them a kind of regional information. Like maybe every week, once in a week, you relay some information. Not really that you are looking for business from them, but you are to let them know that it is what you need to know. Now, when you have a customer you are trying to close a deal with, and then you want to send out your information, like knowledge information, can you exempt those ones in the name of trying to be not to be desperate in getting that customer? Business that you need to give knowledge advice. Okay, for some outbreak now, okay, your social media handle, or maybe your personal WhatsApp, and then you have a customer you are closing the deal with, but they are not yet giving their consent. Maybe they are paying, but they are not yet bringing the real money. Can you just be like, okay, I want to apply your knowledge, you know, like psychologically just put them aside so that I'm not like see you are desperate. Can it work like that? Or you still need to be giving those people those information to like marketing processes or strategy. Marketing strategy, give out information. You have a kind of a good class kind of free club of people with prospective customers and the one you're already having business with. But in the name of you want to use psychology now, not to look like you are desperate to close a deal. Can you remove those ones from the list of those that are desperate? Yeah.
No. Whilst I was in prison, I was so focused on becoming the best version of myself and becoming the best work, the biggest work, and I had my religion, my faith. Whilst I was in prison during my time, I received a phone call that my mom had passed. And I remember quite clearly that the guard was coming to me and telling me that he may not be able to go. Then a few years later, as I had terms, my mother's death, I received further baggage. And that was
But it's going to be back on another session, so that's why you can't go away, because we have so much lined up for you. We're going to launch in a bit, ladies and gentlemen, but let me bring up Shakira to say a word or two, very quickly before we go to lunch.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Rooney. Okay, I just wanted to say that so many times we're living in the past because of what has happened and our situations, our circumstances. Very rich family, and one of the things I learned is no matter how you're raised or where you're raised, you can make a rich family come out of you if you didn't come out of one. I mean, you've just listened to his story. He was in prison for 10 years, and that's what inspired me to bring him on board. No matter your story, please detach from it, because it's a better place. I will see you ahead. So catch up with our journey.
That's right, a round of applause.
Okay, so my name is Ibi Aslam. I've come from Manchester in UK. So I'm a mindset and business growth coach. So I feel like this event here is the best event going on in Lagos today, okay? Because you've got world-class leaders, you've got world-class business people who are already very, very successful, and they're here to show everybody and teach everybody how to get more business, how to get more sales. So this event is a brilliant event for startups or even people that are successful, because they're in an environment where people are all in businesses, so everybody's successful, and if you're around that environment, then you are going to win a lot. Does that make sense?
Sorry.
Are you having a good time?
Okay, I am Shakira Okiwole, founder A Better Me, founder and personal growth coach at A Better Me Growth Coaching, where we help people break free from fear, get clarity on their life's true purpose so that they can live fulfilled. At A Better Me, what we basically do is to help you calm and heal from all stresses of life so that you can begin your growth journey to create your dream life. My usual saying is that no one comes to save you if you don't already wake up right now. Steps to create your life. And so many times we're always waiting for someone to come for us. We have the powers, we carry the powers within to create our lives if we give ourselves the permission to go ahead. You do not have to wait for anybody before you start taking the next right actions that will push you to where you want to be. So I'm super excited that we are having the first edition of the global project, Awaken My Millionaire Mindset. Just because everything happens in the mind. And this program is meant to help you have a positive mental attitude so that you can begin to walk the journey of growth and create sustainable success in all areas of your life. A lot of people are walking life without vision, and it's said that without vision, you can perish. So it's an awakening call that you carry powers, awaken to your vision, get clarity about your vision, align all areas of your life to create wealth and to create abundance in every area of your life. So I'm super excited to be doing this with amazing people, my team members, beautiful and amazing minds in the room today. It's just the beginning because, this is the first edition. It's meant to continually, awaken people's minds. Super excited to be doing it, and I'm super excited that I'm already looking for the next one where we awaken more minds around us. Thank you very much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I can see that, item 7 is going down very well. We're very pleased to know that everyone's eating. So we're going to move on very quickly for some entertainment. And of course, we're going to have a moment to listen to a beautiful song and performance. Yes. Okay, beautiful song and performance. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tess. Please put your hands together as Tess comes forward.
Tess, and I have here with me Farida. She'll be doing amazing stuffs here. So please sing along with us if you know the song. It's a very common song. It's Heal the World by Michael Jackson. So please sing along and enjoy the moment. Thank you.
Try, there's no need to cry. This place, there's no hurt or sorrow. And there are ways to get there. If you care enough for believing, make a better place. Make a better place. Heal the world. Make it a better place. For you and for me, and in time to embrace. There are people dying
for your patience. Thank you so much. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put the hands together for Tex and young Farida. A beautiful, talented Farida. That is actually Shakira's daughter. And of course, like I said before, lying on no feet rumbles. Wow, very talented. Well done, Farida. All right, so, okay, not yet. Okay, well, moving on to our next session. Woo, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got your seatbelt on. This next session, we love to talk about money, right? But not everybody. Please welcome her off stage. She looks really regal and wonderful this afternoon. You are welcome, Sholade Shaki. Thank you very much for being a part of Awaken My Millionaire Mindset Conference. I'm also joining them on stage for this session, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Emmanuel Asukwo. A round of applause for him. You're welcome, Emmanuel. Thank you very much for coming today as well. And also, finally, joining them for this panel session, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Daniel Moses. You're welcome. Please give him a warm welcome as he comes up stage. And as I have this conversation about money, I will hand over the mic to our moderator, Ibi Aslam, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay guys, well, thank you. So we have Emmanuel Asuko here, we have Dr. Daniel Moses, and we have Sola Adesina, right? Okay, so I guess my first question to all of you is, how important is it to invest in your mind, and what does that look like for each of you, and how much have you each invested in your mind this year? Maybe you can start.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really excited to be here. Congratulations to the convener of this conference, and I'm excited to be here with my friends on stage. Valid question. So, I'm a finance coach, but first of all, a chartered accountant. I qualified as a chartered accountant 23 years ago. So I'll tell people that by profession, I'm a chartered accountant, but by passion, I'm a finance coach. I'll tell you why I am taking you, down memory lane. When the question says, why is it important to invest in your mind? And for a better part of my career, I was clueless about my finances. And I would say that a chartered accountant with scattered finances. My finances were all over the place. I was always broke. I was earning about ₦500,000 18 years ago. And I was always broke. I kid you not, like 2, 3, 4, 5 days after salaries were paid, I was broke. And as a finance manager back then, I would go back to my subordinates and I would write out an IOU. Do you know what IOU means? Like, give me some money till the end of the month. It was shameful, but it looked like I didn't have control and I didn't have a hold over my finances or where my money was going. And I would go out in church when calls were made for those who needed prayers. And I would come out and pray, God help me, these demons. In those days, we didn't use the term village people. But if it was today, I would have said village people were after my finances. Because I couldn't explain it. I wasn't married, and I was always broke. But, I took some really bad decisions along the line, and, well, thankfully, I came around and I stumbled on a book that changed my entire life. And that's why I am here today. One single book changed my life, changed my story, took me from being a spendthrift to someone who could understand how to manage our money, how to save. And then I remember when I saved my first 100,000, it looked like, wow, so this is really possible. So I didn't need deliverance, as we would say in church. I didn't need anybody to lay hands on me. I just needed a mindset shift. And that couldn't have come if I didn't read that book, or or if I didn't have an encounter that changed my whole thinking about finances. So when I tell people, about financial literacy, about the need to get their finances in order, I tell them your mind is your biggest weapon. Right? I tell people you can live in Otta, in Nigeria, and you are in Ottawa in your mind. Do you see? So you can decide the things you want to do in life and how far you want to go in life by investing in your mind. So a lot of times I see people wanting to do the externalities. I want to save. I want to invest. Where's the next, saving platform? I tell them, calm down. When it comes to money, there are 4 things you must understand about it. First of all, deal with the mindset. Secondly, learn to make money. Thirdly, learn to manage it. And finally, learn to multiply it. Rinse and repeat. You see that mindset thing? You have to deal with it because that's where it starts. From your mind, you can decide, how wealthy you want to be. The books that you read, the movies that you watch, the people that you interact with, what you are constantly saying. We all know how the economy of the world is, and particularly Nigeria. When you get into conversations with people these days, what are the things you always say? Naturally, this is our economy. If you're not careful, that's the only thing you keep talking about. But we're not saying that the economy is not, malfunctioning, but you can, in the midst of all those things, decide to curate what you're seeing, what you're saying. I love a quote, I can't remember who said it, but the quote says that for some people, in every opportunity they see difficulties. But for some people, in difficulties they see opportunities. It's an attitude thing. You decide what you want. Now you say, how much have I invested in my mind this year? My brother, a lot. I invest in my mind on a daily basis by being intentional about what I see. I am a person of faith and I am very proud about it. I study the word. I read at least 2 books per time. I am also very careful about the conversations that I have on a daily basis because I see that our mind is like a magnet. So the things you allow to come into it are the things that will stay with the mind. I have done courses. I have traveled this year to about 7 countries. That's part of investing in your mind. So don't let anybody say when you travel you're wasting your money. Plan it. You go to, I went to New City, I don't want to mention the name here right now. And I'm like, gosh. So there is life like this. It just helps me dream more. It helps me see the things that are possible. So invest in your mind. It's important, and you spend money to make more money. So apart from all of these things that we see, your mind is an important weapon that you need to keep investing in. Thank you.
$400 million. Some of you, if you just make 1 million, even your mom will have to phone your PA. Nobody can talk to you direct. You made $400 million and still went bankrupt. Still was left with no penny, no house, no car, no nothing. The problem is that sometimes you have to understand this when they were talking earlier about your mindset. You have to be rich in your mind before you're rich in real life. The problem, it's not money. Money is it's not even money. What it is value, and we'll talk about these things later. But when you understand money is just a product of the value that you create in life. And so when you understand that, it's the value that's most important. But if you don't understand how to manage 10 naira, 100 naira, 1,000 naira, when you get 1 million naira, 1 billion naira, you're going to mess it the same way. So the important thing is that you work on yourself. You understand the principles of yourself, and you invest in yourself. Someone said earlier, nobody's coming to save you. So we need to save ourselves. But even in saving ourselves, who's around you? Who are the people that you can work with? Because for me, for example, got Dr. Daniel here. There's no business, even in my friendship group, there's no friend that I will make that I want to ask Daniel's opinion. I will have to ask his opinion. There's no investment I can make that I want to ask his opinion on. Not because he's my boss, or because we hold each other accountable. But some of us, we have so much pride, our mindset, we have so much pride that nobody can tell us nothing. But sometimes you have to ask yourself, what are you proud about? Because when you look at your bank account, your bank account should be humbling you. It should really humble you. But there's a culture of, Nigeria can't come last. I have to carry first. I have to be the best. But at the same time, you have to be realistic where you are and build from where you are. And so for me, it's so important when we're talking about investing in yourself, is to understand where you are, where you want to be, and make sure that you're putting the. If you understand the biggest investment is in yourself, then I'll ask you, if you want to change your life, what are you looking on TikTok? What are you looking on Instagram? What do you look on social media? What do you watch on television? If you go to your group chat now with your friends on your WhatsApp, what were you talking about? Some people will tell me that they want to change their life, but your actions and your movements tell me that you want to stay where you are. And it's so important that you understand that you have to be intentional. The words are not enough. What are your intentions? If your actions and your movements don't match your intentions, then you're just talking. And we all know talk is cheap and free. So it's really important that you invest in yourself and you make sure that you're intentional about the investment that you're making in yourself.
So can you give the audience 2 tips on how they can drive their businesses forward? These are all very successful businesses.
Right.
Yeah?
2 tips. I would say, number 1, passion is important, but beyond passion, you have to be knowledgeable. Now, I see a lot of passionate people around town who they just want to get their business going. I see people who would come into my DM, they're trying to raise funds, could you help us? I started this business out of passion and all of those things. I believe that our learning curves as business owners could be shortened when we back our passion with knowledge and profitable knowledge. As I was coming here earlier today, I was thinking about the fact that, and I typed it out as a tweet, but I haven't sent it out. And I said, poverty plus pride is a disastrous combination. And that's what I see a lot of times. People do not know, and sometimes they are either too proud to ask. Do you see? Especially the time where you really want to prove a point to people that you are talented, I'm talented, we are age mates, you're just fortunate to be ahead. Now, knowledge will shorten your learning curve.
Because people don't have enough plan, or people don't even plan in the first instance, they actually quit at the verge of their success because they don't have a plan. Let's make this very relatable. Imagine starting a business today and you're seeing, Shola just had a speech now and she said, I was with Tony Blair. And you're starting a business, yes, it's good to aspire. But in order for you to aspire, you obviously have to understand there's a level of work, there's a level of activity that you need to perform to get there. You see, Nigeria is a very religious country. We like to pray, but prayer without action is the reason why there's so much poverty in the country. Because we like to pray, but we forget the other part. The other part is action. So if you don't have enough, if you don't plan into what your business can become in 5-10 years' time, and you're thinking, I'm getting into business today and I'll be successful tomorrow because I need to go back to maybe, you live in Lagos and you're from Benin and you want to impress people in Benin that you've arrived, then your business is not even going to grow, not to talk of even thriving. So this is one of the reasons why a lot of people never, ever, ever go beyond, especially for startups, they never go beyond from starting point. They stay starting point. And you see them hustling, and actually never get anywhere because they fail to plan on the level of activities that will be required for them to get to where they need to be in 5 to 10 years. And by the way, starting a business means that you're ready to be able to wear all the hats. You're the salesperson, you're the marketer, you're the accountant, but you shouldn't remain that. You should learn to take one step at a time and then offload those parts. on a step-by-step basis, and it all begins with you being able to plan. Now, the next tip is knowledge. You know, knowledge is everything, and I'm going to be very practical about this. In 2015, I grew a business to over £150,000, and I lost that business here in Nigeria. I was in oil and gas. I got into oil and gas. I was, moving products all over the country, and I lost over £150,000. I lost over £150,000 not because of mistake. It was basically due to the lack of knowledge. So if you undermine the power that knowledge brings to your business, then it's almost like two things. People think failure is something that should not happen. But for me, I think failure is it's your learning place. So if you don't have enough knowledge, you can end up starting a business and losing it again, and losing it again, and losing it again. And I think religiously, because we don't have enough knowledge of what it takes to run a business, this is why we're quite quick to get spiritual about running a business in Nigeria. Not everything that needs to be prayed about, because God has already given you the ability to run a business. But the Bible, if you dig deeper in the Bible, the Bible says, my people perish due to what? The lack of knowledge. Over or around about 150 million. Anyways, cut long story short, I learned to go and invest in myself. Personal development, finding people who are the result I'm looking for, and following what they said I needed to do, and then setting myself a 5 to 10 year plan. This is where I'm going to be in 5 years. This is where I'm going to be in 10 years. So on a nutshell, two things that entrepreneurs must learn to do is, number one, get knowledge. Number two, set a plan. Don't set yourself for quick wins. Set yourself for quick win for sure, not quick win tomorrow. We need to get out the mindset of, we're going to start a business today and we're going to be very, very wealthy tomorrow. So the plan allows you to go through that period, that seasons of sowing and reaping. So I hope you guys can resonate with that.
Emmanuel, thank you to understand my superpower and my uniqueness. What I do as a financial advisor, I come from in London, I come from a very poor place. And so sometimes what we can do is label ourselves and say people like me or people from where I'm from don't do that. So you now put a barrier in the space of where you could be going. Because you say, oh, I've never seen anyone like me do that. But what I was able to do was combine my experience coming from my background and also the experience of working in professionalism, in a professional environment working for a bank, and put the two together. And all of a sudden, the television company said, we've never heard anybody talk about finance in the way that you do. So, and I can only do that because of my uniqueness. There are things that you might have been through in life, there are places that you might have been, and you're telling yourself that actually, I can't achieve it because I haven't got this or I haven't done that. But actually, your life experience, the things that you've been through, is your superpower. It's the fact that you are the only one that has been through your journey. So when you go to start a business, when you go to do something, don't try and just be like everyone else. Take your uniqueness, add what people have done well, and that will allow you to create your own lane. So that's the number one thing, to elevate yourself, not just to copy. Don't just sound like everyone else. Understand what is your uniqueness. Who is your target audience? Who are you focusing? How are you serving them? I think one thing that I think we've forgotten in life, that there is honor in service. I think as humans we have forgotten that there is honor in service. We all want to be served, but for a lot of us, we only want to take pride in being served. But actually that's where the value is. Because the people that I serve love the service so much that they pay me. And not only do they pay me, they then go and tell their friends. And so forth. And that's how my business grows. There is honor in service. I think for me, the second thing that I would say in regards to a tip when it comes to growing is to, what that kind of touched on what Daniel was talking about, is that I think for sometimes we think too small. The biggest thing I can tell you is dream big. Like sometimes, and to dream big, you need to read. Education is so important. Like Queen Shona said, travel is so important. Getting out of your comfort. Where I live in the UK, I've met people, I know people who are still fighting and over postcodes. I don't know if they do that over here. Online, not nothing, but they're losing their life for a postcode or for an area. And when you understand that there's a guy called Richard Branson that has a whole island, and people are fighting for postcodes, you have to understand that education is key. Because when you understand what's outside, you even want to leave where you're from. You understand your limit, you don't even want to be where you're at. But until you understand that there's better, how can you dream? How can you dream for things that you don't know exist? So education is key, reading is key. And the best thing is that the internet will allow you to see a lot of these things for free. And I can hire someone for £20 an hour. That's a good investment. Do you understand? One person, God bless you, one person that understood. God bless you. If you understand the time, sometimes in business we are doing jobs that are £5 an hour jobs. And because we're spending time on £5 an hour jobs, we're not making £10,000 an hour. Do you understand? So you have to really break down what are the key things in your business, what are the things you have to do and have to be over, and what are the things that you can hand over, and then who are you training? In this life, there are so many people looking for a job. So if you can give somebody the experience, the aim is not, for me, the aim for me is not to always be the face. I want to be on a boat somewhere, lying down.
About the Fruit Foundation, and I noticed you help vulnerable women. Please share more.
Okay, I'm surprised because, Fruit Foundation is just one of my pet projects aside what I do at Smart Stewards. But now that, this is one of those few times that I get to talk about that philanthropy side of, my life. Actually, I started Fruit Foundation many years before I started Smart Stewards. Now, Smart Stewards is what has taken me around the world, teaching people how to make, manage, and multiply money. But I started our Fruit Foundation teaching young girls, going back to my school and making mentees out of it. Interestingly, one of my team members was, somebody I met when I went back to my secondary school, many years ago. I think that in addition to making and managing and multiplying money, just like Emmanuel said, when you die, you do not take any of those things away. I believe in income, I believe in impact, and I believe in influence. So our lives cannot just be about wanting to make money, to be honest. My dad, of blessed memory, passed away 2 years ago. And when he was alive, he had this very lovely looking wallet. He always had crisp notes and everything well laid. And we the children, when we were younger, each time we went into his room, he would scream, "Don't go near my wallet! Where is my wallet?" He was always that wallet was dear to him. When he passed, and they called me, and I got to his, because I was one of the few people, my siblings are all overseas. And I went to his hospital, I went to the bed, it was still warm, just like 2 hours after I had passed. And I saw the wallet there, on the table. He couldn't even take his beloved wallet away with him. And it just shows us the whole essence of life. I want a car, those things are good, don't get me wrong. And that's why I said, I am for income, but beyond that, I am also for impact, I am for influence, I am for legacy. Who is waking up every day just thanking God for you? I thought at a teenager's event 2 days ago, and I woke up to a tweet today, and the guy said, I feel so blessed. If a 13 or 14 or perhaps 16 or 18-year-old says, you have literally changed my life, listening to you, that means a lot to me at that point in time, even more than a millionaire, 5 million in my account. So, bringing it back home to what you asked, Fruit Foundation is me going out to say there are women in the society who are widows. I mean, in the last 1 or 2 years, we have really focused on widows. Because even as couples in Nigeria, you know how it is where you have two income coming in on the monthly, you know how it is. How much more women who do not even have husbands, some of them have 5 children, 7 children. Whatever they were thinking about when they were having those children, I don't know, but hey, this is their reality. And those children are going to school. People go through a lot, you see. So, Fruit Foundation is just that part of me giving back to the society and just making the world a better place, like we sang earlier. You know, so you can check out what...
Number one is that there's money everywhere. Who here agrees with me that there's money everywhere? There's money everywhere, but the conversation we're having is just wrong. I'm someone who, you know, once upon a time I was an Uber driver before building a multi-billion pound business. It's a multi-billion naira business in the UK. So it means that there's money everywhere.
Wait, video. Hello, Chairman. Can you?
Hello, this has been such an important and insightful program. Wherever things about the mind are being discussed, then you know that there is a revolution about to happen. Today we have learned so much about how to invest in our minds, right? Money, wealth, anything you want to achieve in life starts from the mind. So well done and congratulations to the convener and the organizers of this event. There will be fruits from this event that will, be manifest for the world to see. Thank you.
Person that owns that company, if I told him that I need money, even more than what he is going to give me, he's going to give me. He won't even borrow me, he's going to give me. But for the fact of me presenting it to him that, okay, this thing that I did, it cost me this and this and this and this, then most of them end up not paying because they will believe that, okay, it's actually building strategic relationship. That is what boils down to me asking that, is there a difference, in my own case, so I'm not generalizing it, between investment and gambling? Did I gamble? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're saying, but what's important is for you have to package yourself. You see, you've got to make the jingle and you've done the work without somebody telling you that they want you to do the work. Number one. Number two, you've given them the jingle without them paying you. So you've already if I've already got the milk, why am I paying for the cow? Do you understand? You've given me the milk, so why am I paying for the cow? So it's important for you to go as a business and say, this is my business, here are some samples of jingles that I've done, here are some...
How do you handle self-esteem in business, especially when competitors are much? It may be that there's a lot of competitors. How do you handle self-esteem in business?
When it comes to self-esteem...
Good afternoon, presenters. Wonderful presentation. I noticed you said a lot of things. You've talked about creativity, you've talked about identity creation, impact, and adding value. The gentleman, I think I read your story. The gentleman with the real estate, came into Nigeria to invest in the oil and then went back to UK with the real estate. Now, may I ask you, when you actually came into the country to do your business, what bank were you banking with? Would you want to let us know the identity? Because there's something that is major that seems to be missing.
Bank?
Yes.
I banked with multiple banks. Over the past years, I banked with Access, Diamond Bank, First Bank, UBA, different types of banks.
Okay, now, in your, on the credit management desk, normally when you take in a business into a banking, into a bank, they should have told you, they should have done a risk analysis, talked about risk management and prevention of losses. I don't know if that was done.
That time we did have insurance. We had insurance, and unfortunately, according to Shola, she said those days it says your village people or something, right? 2 weeks before the accident actually happened, my insurance expired and my manager refused or wasn't aware that he was meant to renew it. Now, the error here on my part where I said knowledge, I should have personally prioritized allocating those dates in my personal calendars to renew those insurances by myself, or keeping a close eye through maybe micromanaging the actual manager, which I wrote in great detail in my book, that I wish I knew at that time. I would have micromanaged my manager to making sure my eyes was on the ball. But again, that was me fluctuating between London and Nigeria, and I kept my eyes, off the business. And when the incident took place, unfortunately, it couldn't be compensated.
Once you start to grow your business, you really develop an helicopter overview. It's going to be difficult to see what's going on there. So one thing that seems to have, it's going to cost you a bit of money, but double taxing in Nigeria. You have, instead of having one manager, the duties would overlap. Where you have a manager that is on this table, but at the same time, you have another cross-section from another department, so that it's like, creating double taxing across your desk. That would make it a bit easier for you, because instead of holding one person responsible, you're holding two. It's rather unfortunate in this country that we have lost a lot of value, and content creation and retention is almost impossible. Because, how do I put it? People are not as focused, and they're not as, probably too many problems or issues, and they're not as detailed as they should be. So you're going to be, if you're in business here in Nigeria, you really have to spend a lot of sleepless nights cross-checking, monitoring, and ensuring that things are implemented as appropriate, timely, and efficiently as possible. I read your story on Instagram, and honestly, I was a bit upset for you. Why? Because as a young, zealous man that came into the country to want to do something good in your fatherland, and to come in and be disappointed like that, losing everything, and then having to go back with nothing, it's not very encouraging. It can be very disappointing, and at the same time, disillusional for other people that might want to do the same thing. But what I would say is we appreciate that, but you still probably did not take enough time out to study the environment and to manage your risk properly.
Interestingly knowledgeable losing that business was a lot of lessons learned from it, because, like I said, if I had the right policies in place, I would not have lost out completely. And then again, these are issues that entrepreneurs, when they're starting their business, this is where they fail, because you're wearing all the hats. You're the compliance manager, you're the risk manager, you're the finance officer, you're literally everything when you're trying to take off in your business. And what Emmanuel spoke about earlier, when he says employing people at the right time. So at that time, I got the right people, I got some people who were the right people, but when it came to the management of the compliance and risk, I lost a little bit grip on that, though I felt somebody was in charge looking at that. So there was a gap in the knowledge, there was a gap in implementation, there was also a very huge gap in monitoring. So this is what, this is what I learned from the failed business, but obviously I turned that around and I went now on a very massive, in the last 7 years now. The right departments put in place, have enough money to basically put the right parastatals in your business that will enable your business, grow and then obviously thrive.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay guys, I'm sorry we couldn't get round to everybody's questions, so can we just give big energy for Dr. Daniel and Emmanuel?
Oh my goodness, I apologize. A bigger round of applause for this amazing gentleman, and of course Sholade Shaki in absentia. She's had to leave. Razak Okoya here, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much. Of course, his beautiful wife is our next speaker. And as I invite her forward, I'd like you to put your... Okay. Pardon? Okay. For them to settle. Okay, fantastic. All right, so they're just settling in. I would want to listen and pay attention to the next session. So, while we're waiting for her to settle in, I'd like to invite Young Mo to come forward very quickly to say something to us. Please put your hands together for Mo. How old is he?
I just want to implore everyone, so please don't go. In the UK, we go for Tony Robbins program. We go for programs like this. We stay 16 hours sometimes, learning and implementing. So please don't be in a rush. Don't be in a hurry. Pick as much as you can and go and implement. All right? This is a journey to rewrite your reality. So let it happen for you. Thank you very much.
I want to say hello to everyone and hello to people that I know, like my auntie and my uncles over there. And I'm really grateful to be here today, and what I want to say is thank you for everyone for coming, and thank you for everyone if you're enjoying it. And I'm going to be saying things about like mental health and things about that you need to improve about your life. So, about one thing you need to improve about your life is sharing and helping people. And helping people is actually good for you, and it can help others, then people help others, then others and others. Then also you need to know about mental health, about what you think, not what other people think. It's about what you think. Like no negative words, don't always think positive. Like if you think negative, your mind will be full of negative things. Then if your mind is full of negative things, you will be able to like share and help other people, and you'll always be negative and never actually do things. And also, I want to also say something about money, and you need to be saving. And I'm actually a goalkeeper in football, but I don't think that has anything that I'm talking about, so I'm just going to skip on that bit. So, what I have to say is about money. If you want to be a billionaire, you'll have to save and save and save instead of spending. But sometimes you have to spend on important things, like for your family and for helping others and for some clothes and stuff. When I mean by stuff, I mean clothes and stuff. Yeah. And also, I want to say thank you for my mum for setting this show up and the coach for everyone. If you have anything to say.
I'm proud of you, Mo. Thank you very much. So, is another thing I want to say in the room is we need to grow, because these children are picking from us, the parents, and they are impacting. See, as much as we can grow, we can influence ourselves and influence others. I didn't sit him down to do this. He must have been saying something. So, we need to all grow so we can be the perfect influence for our society. Thank you.
Thank you for saying that, Mom. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna give this to somebody.
Please, a huge round of applause to welcome her forward as she takes us on this next short but very powerful session about beauty and mindset crafted for success. Please, ladies and gentlemen, come on. Give her a warm round of applause. Thank you very much. You're welcome now.
Good afternoon, everyone. Allow me to stay on existing protocols. Your presentation matters. In fact, presentation is everything. I say this so often that my kids quote me back to myself to prove their own point. I'm a married woman. My husband and I will be celebrating our 25th marriage anniversary next year. I'm a mother of 4, a mother figure to many. I'm the managing director of Millionaire Group, a position I've held since I've been married. I'm also the Dowager of Lagos. My name is Shari Okoya. I am a wife. I am a mother. I am an MD with MON title, and I'm the Dowager of Lagos. How is this so? How do I do it? How do I navigate my marriage? How do I work a 9 to 5, which feel most days like 9 to 8, and still come back home to embrace my family and prepare the feast? How I've been honored as Dowager of Lagos, honored by so many Nigerian and dignitaries. The answer, if you're asking me, involves embracing the importance of presentation. Onígbá ló máa ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ lákàràgbá, ló máa ń fi kólẹ̀ lákìtàn. My husband always said this proverb to our children. In English, it means whatever you call your calabash or how you call yourself is how people will call you. If you call yourself a dustbin, so will others. You call it gold, so will others. Similarly in English, there's a proverb. The way you make your bed is the way you lie in it. In both proverbs, the way you present to the world is very important. This is the secret I wish to impart on you today. How do I juggle marriage, motherhood, work, and still keep myself balanced? Always looking to put it together. I focus on my presentation. When I say presentation, think not only about your outward appearance, but also about your demeanor, your organization, and your offering to the world. As a wife, the way I present myself to my husband, choosing to honor and respect him as a man, allowing myself to be a woman. The way I present myself to my children, choosing to put them at the forefront and navigating the balance between maintaining tradition and embracing modernity. The way I present myself in the office, embracing continuous improvement and ensuring the progression of the business. The way I understand the title of Dowager of Lagos, it reflects this ideal. I define the word Beraji as beauty that radiates from within and shine on the outside. It is an honor to hold the title and be on stage talking to you all makers of the future about a value I have held so near and dear to my heart. In a world where you will see misonilogy, meaning the way you present yourself is the way people will see you and treat you, we must redefine our notion of beauty. Close your eyes. Think. What comes to your mind? When you hear the word beauty, most of you will probably be thinking about the reflection you see in the mirror or on social media. But living in a world obsessed with external standard of beauty, it is not surprising to see why you would believe such a thing. Beauty is not only physical appearance. In fact, beauty is not physical appearance. Beauty is you. Our culture, diversity, the richness of our tradition, the strength of our spirit, and intellect make us each uniquely beautiful in our own way, with each of us having our own different notion of beauty. Success comes from how we present this beauty. The key to achieving great heights is determined by your mindset. We have to change our mindset to be inviting of success. It is essential we understand the true beauty going beyond the surface to reveal and act out of our ambition. As human beings, we are highly influenceable. Your presentation determines your perception, which on one hand determines the value the world will ascribe to you, and on the other hand, the way you see yourself. This can be a superpower. Some people say, fake it till you make it. I would rather say, in this grand production of life, look the part you want to play. In conclusion, I would like to thank my lovely husband, Chief Razak Akomiokoya, COM, the Area of Lagos, for enduring and tolerating and being on this long journey with me, long life journey with me. Thank you for seeing the beauty of my character and allowing me to shine true in the business world. Finally, thank you to the organizer of the platform, where exemplary presentation of a platform for ordinary, aspiring Nigeria where human character can shine. Thank you for the passion and for the love for the culture, which is a major concern to my sister, Olori Adeshola Adedoye Alawa. Auntie, thank you very much for
It's an honor to have Dr. Shadia Okoye. She happens to be a sister, and I have watched her over the years. I've seen her grow from a young, happy lady to a matured, coordinated, focused businesswoman. And I would not want to say it's just, Chief Okoye happens to be my dad too. And I would not want to say it's because daddy is just daddy's prompting or aspiration for you. I actually want to ask you, when you wake up every day, what comes to your mind? There must be something that keeps you going. Because quite honestly, there are times I wake up in the morning and I don't feel like getting out of bed. But I know you cannot afford such luxury.
Thank you, Auntie. For me, when I was getting into my marriage, my husband made it very, very clear that I have to work. So I've gotten my priority right from the beginning. At least I have to face that. So for me, when I get up in the morning, my main focus is just not to fail. That just keeps me going.
not to fail in
everything. In everything.
That's very important because at times you get overwhelmed. Okay, well, he also happens to be your boss, right?
He's
So
my chairman.
when you get home and you have challenges at work and you know that you would upset him, how do you?
Most times I carry him because he doesn't come to the office every day now. He's semi-retired. So when we have issues, he's mostly everything has to go to his table. I have to call him because we still deliberate on matters together, take decisions together. We still practically do major decision taking. He takes all the major decision taking. I manage the affair. I see to the running of the factory. I make sure everything goes right. I coordinate all the groups. But chairman is still our chairman and he's still very active. So he's still the head. In my marriage, the early days, the early years was the most difficult times. But looking now at the marriage I have, I believe me and my husband were in a stage now at a place where we understand each other. And I believe that has to do with the numbers of years we've been together. So when we have issues now, because every marriage has issues, so you just have to endure. But 1-2 days max, we understand ourselves to that level now that I don't even allow it to go beyond a day or two. Initially, when I started, I would say I was stupid. Let me put that word. I was very stupid and naive. And so everything I take too personal then. But now, I don't even allow anything to bother me. So when it just happened, my husband is someone that is much older. He gets everything. He's used to being spoiled. So I just learned that and know that I have to spoil him as well and let him have his way. So
We have some questions on this side. All right, someone has a question here. What's your name and what did you do?
I must say I'm really excited to see you this afternoon. I make sure I go to your page every day to see what you're wearing to the next event. So my question, one is, what's your name? My name is Ebulomo. Don't care now. My name is Ebulomo. So a lot of people say beauty without brains. And I've seen that you're such a beautiful woman, and obviously you have so much brain, or you have so much going on in your head, being the MD CEO of Eleganza. So how can we as women, or any beautiful woman out there, say, okay, I'm not getting this value, I'm not getting this opportunity because I'm a beautiful woman. Not just because I'm a trophy, but because I have the brains of them. Because a lot of people say, you're getting that privilege because she's just fine. But you've seen a lot of beautiful women who are not just beautiful, they also have an understanding and they have the wisdom. The second one, Ma, how do you combine all these things together? I see you at every event or the event that I've seen you attend and you're looking so smashing and dashing. What inspires your look for every event?
for me, just like when I was reading up, I said beauty is not about everything. It's the way you see yourself and what you present, the how-to presentation to the world. So I don't think maybe beauty opened any door for me. I don't believe that. I believe my hard work, because I'm not lazy, and I can say that very well. I'm not lazy, I'm very organized. And I said I don't like to fail. So I think I have all these things put together that just drive me to want to achieve something, to want to get it right. To not just, because when I was getting into my marriage, let me start like that. Most people didn't know I was even going to stay a year in my marriage. And my husband made it very, very clear from day one that he doesn't want a lazy wife. And if you put that together, people are already expecting the unexpected from the marriage. And I myself, I don't even want to start all over. I don't even want to make any other effort. So to go into any other thing, I just believe this is where I want to be. And I have my focus, I have my determination. So I believe that just kept me true. And I just stay home. Even when the bad days, the bad times, I still go on. And married, I told you my husband is much older. That alone, he expects things to be done in a certain way. So I can't compromise when things are not done in those ways he has expected and is used to. So I have to plan and restructure myself to fit into his own program. Most times, for younger couples, I know that maybe things are much easier because you guys understand each other, you give yourselves, you create laws, and you guys abide with those laws among yourselves. But for the kind of marriage I have, and for me to make it work, I just have to bend myself to understand him, give him all his expectations, and it doesn't cost me anything at the end, because it's safe, I have my sanity, and I believe everything just works out for me. So once it's working, I just continue to do that. My own empowerment program. That actually was my own empowerment program. So the right question you would have asked is if my husband is on my payroll. Because everything he gives to us, the factory is just like this, is giving himself, sharing his years of experience with us. So I'm not on payroll. I believe this is my life, my legacy, my future. So everything I have, my husband has empowered me to the level that I have so many other things that put together that could make me be where I am today. So I'm grateful to him. He's made so many other people, and I'm one of his subjects. I'm one of his products.
Wonderful. Yes. Please put your hands together for her once again, Chief Miss Okoya. Thank you very much for being open and sharing. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Thank you very much, Olori. Thank you so much for also being our stunning moderator as well on this panel. Thank you. A round of applause for them as they come down. She has another engagement to be out, so she has to leave soon. So we thank her. All right, that was really good. That was very, very good. Thank you very much for your questions as well. All right, going to our last panel. Very quickly, our last panel. And I see some of our speakers have also walked in. And I'm excited to bring them up for our final panel for today. And it's on mental health. It's on mental health. Money in the world.
Hello, ma.
And you know, your mental health is another way it ought to be. Obviously, you're not going to be able to enjoy your money. So it's important for your mental, your mind, your money to be right. And that's why we're here. To moderate the session, please welcome once again Ebulomo Tayeshe. She will be moderating the session on mental health. And of course, joining her also on this panel. Please put your hands together for her as she comes up. Very stunning sister. Alright, you're welcome. Alright, joining her on this panel, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. Amazing goodies for us. We brought some souvenirs for us today. So I want to thank Eleganza Group of Companies for the wonderful gift items that they brought us today. Alright, so let's move on to our panel session. We've got also known as Ask Dance. We also have my brother in the house, KG Onojeko is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for mental health. Very, very important. Alright? Okay, our moderator has a mic.
So we need to take the paparazzi away from here. Hello, ma'am.
This is just
just beginning, no. Sorry, please, can you please? Thank you. Thank you. Please, can we move, please? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Esma.
Come on.
Esma. The matter is here.
Are you coming to me? Federal
Shama, she's out there. Shama. I don't know.
This man, one for every.
But look at you.